A pregnant woman was dragged into her home by Japanese soldiers while her husband was tied up and gagged. Helpless, he could only watch as they abused and humiliated his wife. He struggled desperately to break free, but there was nothing he could do. A few moments later, the soldiers walked out with cruel smiles on their faces. They pointed at the man's student and forced him inside as well. Furious but powerless, the student had no choice but to obey. Moments later, he came back out. Then the screaming suddenly stopped. The battered woman slowly walked outside. She looked into her husband's eyes, tears streaming down her face. Forcing one final smile, she turned around and jumped from the top of the building. Her husband watched the love of his life die right in front of him. Heartbroken, he swore that one day the Japanese soldiers would pay for everything they had done. After carefully watching their routines for several days, he discovered that the soldiers gathered around an old well every day. With the help of a trusted friend, he secretly turned the well into a deadly trap, covering it so no one would notice the danger beneath. When the soldiers proudly stepped onto it, the trap gave way. They fell straight into the well and were killed instantly. But his revenge wasn't over. He then set his sights on the enemy commander. Using a carefully planned deception, he lured the commander to the very building where his wife had lost her life. A final confrontation followed, and after a fierce struggle, the commander met the same fate as his men. In the end, the grieving husband finally fulfilled his promise. This wasn't just an act of revenge, it was a fight for justice and a fearless stand against brutal invaders.